Greetings and welcome to the video. This is an old Parkside Dundas PC21 and I started this kit some 20 years ago, and then it got chucked in a box and left and forgotten. So in this video I'm going to finish it off. These images here show what the wagon state is like, and as you can see we've got a broken brake lever. It's fallen off, the side and end have split. Some of the little ribs that go underneath, there's one missing there, one there and one there that's gone. Need to replace those. I use EMA plastic weld for all my kit making. I'll just put a little bit of that down this seam here and then hold it shut. And then I just reinforce it by dropping a little dribble down the inside seam. Now this fret here is from another kit, but it doesn't use the ribs that are here on the corner, so we can use these for this wagon to replace them. Just need the three, carefully trim them out, and then using the knife I just take the edge off there where it was attached to the mould. Very delicate work. Gently hold them with my nail so they don't ping off across the workshop. With those trimmed and cleaned up, and then put a little bit of glue on. As you can see, I'm using a pair of pliers just to get them started. So they're slightly stuck, and then because the glue's wet you can just move it around a little bit. I'm just using the end of a file here just to get it into the right place. Can be a bit tricky, can take a couple of attempts, and then I'm just going to put a little more, dab more glue on, let it run onto the seam, use the capillary action and the gaps. I've also noticed this bar here has snapped off, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the end of it and see if we can stick it back together, and hopefully that's enough to keep it in place. I'll dab a glue and then just hold it there for a second. Again, very fiddly. And then just try and pretty much melt the plastic over the top of itself. Should do for now. Now I'm just going to cut these plastic buffers off. I've decided I'm going to use some white metal ones. This you've got to be extremely careful with so you don't damage any of the body. So I'll just cut them as close as I can. And as you can see, there's still a little bit sticking up there, but it'll be alright once we gently trim it, and then it's a case of filing very carefully. Right, so onto this brake lever now. We'll get it re-glued. Always fiddly these bits. Sometimes you have to just give the brake lever a bit of a bend, just so it sits comfortable. Parkside don't seem to be that bad. The plastic's quite flexible. So we'll just get it there on the V hanger first, so it's in place. Give it a couple of seconds just to set before we do the handle end. So the handle end is a bit more trickier. There's not really much to attach it by, so we'll just get a dab at the top and then we'll push it up, because you need to get it parallel, which is quite difficult to do if you've never done that before. Quite a difficult bit, but a little bit of patience and it will turn out okay in the end. Now if you're using a proper plastic cement like the one I'm using here, then they don't go off straight away, so you do get a little bit of playtime to tweak things around and just give them a move before they start taking hold. And there we go, we've got that done. Now we've got the ribs on. Got the brake handle on, back together. I've put this little bit of rod in here. I think the kits normally come with a bit of rod for the brake shaft. We've got the ends ready for the buffers, and I'm going to use an etch hook for the couplings because I'm going to use 3-link. Yep, I must be mad. Wheels spin okay. Right, so the buffers have arrived from Lanarkshire Models and Supplies. These ones here, the 4-rib, they're going to be for a different project. And these ones here, the 2-rib, are for the mineral wagon. So these buffers that we've got here are very well recommended. A lot of the forums, people use them on there, a lot of the modelers. So I thought I'd give them a go. They look quite good through the packet, but let's break in. Quite well packaged. Came really quick as well. I think it was a couple of days from the order and they arrived in the post. All safe and sound. Let's have a look. Yeah, these are really nice. Nice finish on them. Very well detailed. So these are going to go in these ends here, but I'm going to have to open the holes up. I already pre-drilled down the old buffer heads. So there was a small one there. Yes, I know, I need to get myself a pin vise, is it? For drilling. The one I have doesn't take a 2mm drill, because I think that's what this is. I think it's a 2mm. Bit of patience, take your time. Does hurt your fingers when you've got to the 4th one, but take your time, you soon get there. And then just another quick gentle file, just to take any edge off. Right, so we'll just try this buffer in. Always make sure you do a dry run before you glue anything. It fits in the hole nicely. But there's just, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, there's just a little hairline sort of gap between the buffer beam and the plate. So a little bit of a file on the end and then we'll retry it. Must just be hitting the bottom of the hole. Yep, it's a bit closer. I think we need to take a bit more off. Looking and right, that gap's only just gone down a little bit. So we'll bring out a slightly bigger file. Removes a lot more material a lot quicker. After a quick trial, it fitted perfectly, and this is how I fit them. I don't like the nozzles on the super glue tubs. They always seem to chuck out too much super glue, so I'll just dip a cocktail stick in, and with what's on the end of the cocktail stick I then just gently get it where I want it on the buffer. And then pop it in the hole. I'm going to work quickly here, make sure we're square, make sure it's pushed back. And then you really need to make sure that it looks parallel with the sole bar and with the side. You don't want them leaning in or looking up, looking down. And here's the other one, I've already got that one prepped. Again, bit of super glue on the end of the cocktail stick. Move that out of the way so I don't knock it over. Again, put that one in. Give it the checks. Looks good. And there we go. That looks a lot better. A lot better than when we started. So I've put the etch hook in. This is just out of my scrap box of bits and pieces that I had. Really, I wanted to chemical blacken it, but I didn't have anything in stock and I'm not sure which one to use. So if you use chemical blackening, what's the best one? Stick it in the comments down below. Let me know. Right, so here you can just see how I've done it. I've popped a bit of super glue on them and then I bend them round. Just so if the super glue ever comes loose, you can't pull them directly out, so we don't lose half the train. Next, I need to make a little area to put some weight. It's very light, so I just cut a couple of bits of micro strip. I think this is like 2mm by 0.8mm, something like that. As you can see, it flew across the workshop when I cut it. Right, we'll just give this a little try. As you can see, I've got one in place there. Basically what we need to do is make a box for the liquid lead to go in so that the glue doesn't fall out. That's all we're doing. And I kind of worked out that at the end of the brake rigging sprue, it was the perfect place for it. It needs to be quite a tight fit, as you see, because we're trying to make it seal. We don't want the glue to go everywhere. So they're in now, so we just put the glue in. I put quite a bit in and use capillary action to allow it to suck underneath and basically make a seal. Right, they're in. I'll show the liquid lead maybe in another video, show how I do that process, but it's ready for the paint shop now. And here it is, finished after 20 years, the 16-ton coal wagon by Parkside. It's 99% finish. The matte varnish that I used on the top, after lots and lots of painting and weathering and rusting and all that lot, really wasn't very good. I need to find a new matte varnish. So if you've got any experience with a matte varnish, and you found a good one, then again put that down in the comment section and I can go and take a look at it. For now, I think we're going to call this the end of the video. Hopefully you've liked what you've seen. This is just the beginning, hopefully, of the channel. I've got plenty more things to build. In another video, I'll show how I paint mineral wagons. I'll also cover the liquid lead. We'll do that in another video, show how I put that in. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.